Welcome to this edition of Brooklyn Park Now. I'm your host, Jay Stroebel, City Manager here in Brooklyn Park. We had a fantastic 2018 in Brooklyn Park, and we thought we'd take you back to some of the stories that went viral nationally or made an impact on our great community.
Number 10.
Let's start with one of our stories we did on posted speed limits. Brooklyn Park Police came up with a jingle about people not abiding by the speed limits, and then they go on to explain what you should do.
When driving, it's important to stick to the posted speed limit at all times. The restrictions placed on vehicle speed are not established all willy-nilly. Rather, they are carefully selected to maximize the safety for drivers and individuals in the homes, businesses, and other organizations in the area where the roadways are located. Makes me think of a song. Life is a highway, I want to ride it all night long. If you're going my way, I want to drive it all night long. Dun 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 bum bum.
Number 9.
They're there when you call to report a crime, help you with an accident, or maybe to educate you on a program. But there's a lot more to our Brooklyn Park police officers. So this next video is about Brooklyn Park police officers outside of the badge.
My name is Brandy Gelly. I'm an officer here in the city of Brooklyn Park for almost 11 years. I grew up in the city of Brooklyn Park, attended schools here in Brooklyn Park, Palmer Lake through 4th grade, and Zanewood 5th and 6th grade. Then I went to Northview Junior High, followed by Park Center, where I graduated in 1996, and then went to the College of St. Catherine, where I double majored in criminal justice and sociology with a minor in international relations, and then went to Alexandria Technical College for my law enforcement certificate. I started in Brooklyn Park as a police officer on July 23rd, 2007. The job is, whether it's patrol, investigations, or being a DARE officer, it's always different, never the same thing twice. There's so much variety. I'm not sitting in 4 walls, or I'm bound to an office. I get to get out and get into the community and interact with people and build relationships with our community members. I don't have a whole lot of spare time, having 3 children and a husband, but when I do have spare time, I like to do things that are peaceful and quiet, like reading a book or gardening. I like to hang out with friends. My new thing that I like to do is playing bingo, and I'd also like to learn how to play the guitar. Oh, there's so many interesting things out there. I was the kid that couldn't decide what she wanted to be when she grew up, but I'm fascinated by science, so being a scientist or a veterinarian or doing research would be cool. The brain is so interesting, whether it's the scientific side of it or the psychological side of it, so maybe it's psychiatrist. But yeah, pretty much anything that would have to do with maybe research or with science would be cool. So growing up, my favorite sports were soccer and softball because I played it, but my favorite team are the Minnesota Twins for baseball, and my husband loves hockey, played hockey growing up. Our children play hockey, so I'm a converted Minnesota Wild fan now as well. However, my absolute favorite teams are the teams my kids play for. So it started off as a way to connect with kids in DARE classes. All kids seem to love superheroes and identify with strong women, and grew up watching Wonder Woman and thought, okay, if I need to have a connection with kids, maybe I can use my love of Wonder Woman as a way to break the ice with some of these kids. So I started off collecting coffee cups and water cups that had Wonder Woman on it and bringing them to class, and pretty soon I was known as the DARE officer that loves Wonder Woman. And it kind of just snowballed from there. I've got, if you saw my office, there's a ton of stuffed animals or stuffed Wonder Woman dolls or action figure dolls, posters all over it. I'm pretty much known, I think, in the department now as someone who likes Wonder Woman stuff. If I had the choice of a superpower, it's hard to say. There's so many great ones out there. How do you choose? I'd like them all if I could. However, I really like that Wonder Woman is about compassion and love for humanity, and she tries to protect humanity. And I think that's a very noble ideal, and it's probably one of the reasons why I became a police officer in the first place, was that I wanted to, help my community and keep it safe. And I think that, since I can't be Wonder Woman in real life, I can at least, try to live up to that ideal by giving back to my community and helping to protect it and keep it safe.
Number 8.
A big push by our police officers is to make sure you don't fall victim to a crime. So this year we made a video on how to prevent theft from your vehicle. Take a look.
Keep your car safe. Take your stuff. Lock it up. Call us up if you need us.
Number 7.
Brooklyn Park's firefighters are also working on educating the community on fire prevention. This Thanksgiving, they showed the dangers of putting a frozen turkey in a deep fryer. Before we show you this video, we want you to know this demonstration was conducted by trained firefighters. Please don't try this at home.
And if you're ready, let's give it a... So as you check the fire safety, you're going to walk around.
Number 6.
Over at the Community Activities Center, we are seeing a record number of people using our facility to tie the knot. If you're interested in renting our facilities, check them out at the Brooklyn Park webpage.
Walking down the aisle under the archway to the gazebo to see him standing up there and to see his reaction to seeing me the first time, I think that I will never forget that.
It's absolutely beautiful out here. She wanted an outside wedding, and it's nice to have everything just centered right here. You don't have to go anywhere for anything.
They have everything you could possibly need here to plan a wedding. We used the gazebo outside, and that couldn't have been any better. It was beautiful, sunny. And then we used the grand ballrooms. We had about 215 people here, and it was perfect. There was so much space, and everybody just had so much fun.
From a caterer standpoint, we go to many locations, and this is one of the few that has the amount of people that we can fit in a room. I believe it accommodates 350 people, and there are very few places around that do accommodate that large of a number, so a lot of times we'll refer people to come over here.
Everything that we needed, things that we didn't even need, we'd ask the gentleman and boom, they were right there. So no, it's been a wonderful experience. There's no better place that you could have both things at the same place, and it's very reasonably priced also.
It was very affordable for us. The staff was very supportive of us throughout the entire process of the planning and even up to the day of and throughout the whole day and after. So I do appreciate that.
There are lots of new businesses in our city, and we have some new faces in our community development department. Let's toss it over to them.
Thanks, Jay. I'm Daniela Lorenz, the city's new business development coordinator for the economic development department. It's a really exciting position because Brooklyn Park is a huge amount of development, a lot of stuff going on. In 2018 alone so far, we've had over $75 million of private commercial investment. That's huge for the city. This includes several new businesses, including Rust-Oleum, which is a flooring systems company that does one-of-a-kind flooring. Really, really incredible. We got a chance to go and tour their facility. Awesome linoleum, kind of innovative stuff that they're doing up there. Along with Rust-Oleum, we're also looking at Acroply, which is a company that puts adhesives or like labels on pretty much anything that you can think of, from Coke bottles to medicine bottles. And they also make the machines that do this. This is one-of-a-kind stuff. So it's really incredible when you go and you tour these facilities, when you realize just what it takes to put different sort of nutritional stuff on bottles, and different labels so we know what we're putting in our bodies. So it's really neat to have them in Brooklyn Park now. We're also welcomed Hallmark Building Supply this year, which is a construction wholesaler. So they send out granite, different deck materials as well to fabricators across the country. They started as a small business in Waukesha, Wisconsin, and now they're calling Brooklyn Park home, which is great. Along with NAPCO, which is a defense contractor. They actually upgrade armored vehicles for the United States military, which is really neat. And they moved here from Hopkins this year. We're also looking at Proto Labs, which is a company that makes prototypes for everything. I mean, if you can imagine it, they probably make a prototype for it. They do different machining, they do medical manufacturing stuff, they do 3D printing. Anything that you can think of, they're going to do it. They're really, really interesting, smart engineering happening in that company as well. We also welcomed Come On Math and Reading Center, which is exciting for us as well. You know, just more places for kids to go after school for programming to accelerate their reading and their math skills, which is great. So along with this commercial development in businesses and large employment centers, we also saw the addition of 2 new independently owned restaurants in Brooklyn Park to add to our family of more than 90 restaurants. So one of our favorites here is Misant Banh Mi Company. They're a small Vietnamese chain. They kind of do fast casual food. They also have a Vietnamese bakery, and they do Vietnamese coffee as well. And then Tacos El Paraiso, which is a taco company. And they're exciting because they used to be a food truck that went all over kind of the Twin Cities, and then they found a brick and mortar home here in Brooklyn Park, which is really exciting for us to add to our really eclectic, interesting, and unique food scene.
After the break, we'll have much more. Stay with us.
Serving on a commission is a great way to get involved in the city. Brooklyn Park has 6 commissions. We need people of all talents and skills.
I chose the commission because I have many years of budget experience, and I really wanted to contribute to the fiscal health of the city.
We spend our time developing relationships. What we're looking for is not just what your budget is, what did you do with the money? What were the outcomes? And it's with those outcomes that we're able to forward look and make recommendations to council.
I have a daughter that is 7, and we go to the parks and use all the programs, so I thought that would be a great way to give my input on it, to improve what we have, and to try to get more places and more facilities for more people in Brooklyn Park. Try to make them, age-friendly, more diverse, welcoming programs.
It's a great way of giving back without having to run for office. You learn leadership skills, so if you're wanting to learn leadership skills, if you're wanting to really develop your presentation skills, a commission is a great way of doing that. So if you're new to the city and you want to get to know people, that's a great way of getting to know people throughout the city.
Yeah, I grew up here in Brooklyn Park. Became a police officer in a couple small towns. Did that for about 8 years before coming home, and now I've been here in Brooklyn Park for about 9 years. And so the thing is, there's one now. Time to hit the gym.
These are called Rover's Revenge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. 1.
New Connect is an exciting program where volunteers welcome new residents to Brooklyn Park. Volunteers drop off a bag filled with community and city information and coupons for free items and services from local businesses.
And it's a wonderful way to meet your neighbors, meet all kinds of interesting people. And it's fun, it's good exercise too.
It's a nice program, having people together, to know each other, to come connected with each other.
When I moved up here to Brooklyn Park 14 years ago, this program wasn't available, and I would have loved to have gotten the information because I knew very little about Brooklyn Park.
Usually when they find out that you're there to welcome them, they're really happy. And especially when they find out that you've got free things in the bag.
We're looking for more volunteers to meet our growing community. Visit brooklynpark.org/newconnect.
So the item homestead was first homesteaded in 1850s. Passed through several different owners before it got to John Jr. and Electa Item, who bought it in 1894. 2 years after they were married. They owned it for 82 years. And in 1976, the city bought it from the family. They spent 3 years restoring it and officially opened in September of 1979. So the farm has been operating as a historical farm for nearly 40 years. Some of the things that we host here are our historical events. We have 3 a year, our Spring on the Farm, Fall on the Farm, and a Norwegian Christmas. We do have farm animals here on the farm. Some of the animals you'll see are cow, sheep, goats. We also have chickens and ducks as well. So all animals that you would have seen on the farm, and we talk about what their purposes for on the farm. We also do story times for younger kids in the summer. We have a program called Daily Life where people can come and you experience what a typical day in life was in 1900 here on the farm. It's kind of nice where you can come and just unplug, and the atmosphere is very, you step back and just relax. It's a simpler time, a simpler way of life, and people really feel that when you come onto our grounds and visit the farm. To learn more about the Item Homestead, you can look on the city's website. We do have a page there under Item Homestead, and you can find all our different programs, information on tours and rentals. You can also visit us on Facebook. If you search for Item Homestead, you can find us on there as well.
Skolven is the combination of the Norwegian words cheers and friends, which defines their motto.
We're Brooklyn Park's oldest distillery. We got that the first day we opened.
They are a spirited addition to Brooklyn Park's business community.
And we looked out to see what there was. We figured there'd be 100 distilleries just like the microbreweries. There was only 2 at the time, and we started changing our business planning, going, well, this is something we can get into.
The access to 4 major highways and affordable production space has helped Skolven flourish.
We're in over 400 liquor stores across Minnesota, and it's a hot seller at a lot of the liquor stores.
Skolven is proud to be built in Brooklyn Park. Visit brooklynpark.org/makeithere.
My name's Michael Quinn, badge number 268.
Rico Hankton, badge number 269.
Mitch Faust, badge 270.
Will Troyak, badge number 271.
Cole Hendrum, number 272.
My name is Jason Swartz, badge number 222. I've been with the Brooklyn Park Police Department for just about 8 years now. I'm currently assigned to our training unit. I started that position on January 1st of this year. I worked patrol for about 7.5 years prior to being assigned to our full-time training unit. So now I'm in charge of our department's entire training as well as our new officer academies. The new officer academy is 5 weeks long, where we really cover everything from inventorying evidence. We do a lot of physical activity, running, et cetera, how to take down suspects and control them, handcuffing. We work on several different aspects of law enforcement. We also try to get out and do some things in the community, volunteer work. So there's really a lot to cover in those 5 weeks.
I love to see police officers interacting with the community. Me as a child, I used to see police officers come into my neighborhood and hand out stickers and stuff like that. So that kind of really motivated me to be a police officer.
Thanks.
Yeah, not a problem. The training process has been very difficult. It's been pretty challenging mentally and physically. There's a lot of stuff to cover in a pretty short amount of time.
The training that we've been going through during the academy has been tough at times, getting tased and maced and everything. But it was really cool to kind of come in here with 4 other guys that were all kind of starting in the same boat, and we really pushed through a lot of things together.
I have an older brother that works for this department, so kind of watched him throughout his career. I was kind of drawn to it, looked up to him.
And I think that the city of Brooklyn Park is a great place for me to work, and I'm very excited to start my career here.
It's really been an honor to work with these 5 young men. These guys have put in 100% effort every single day. They're ready and willing to learn. They want to get out there. They want to do a good job. So I have no doubt that these guys are going to be really great officers, and we're looking forward to bringing them aboard.
The experience here at Edinburgh starts right when you drive in. You see this majestic clubhouse. It's built after the Edinburgh Castle in Scotland. It's a Robert Trent Jones II course, which is a world-renowned architect. The layout is just fantastic, and the condition is good. So we always talk about our big 3 is location, layout, and then the condition of the course. We have the 2nd largest green in the world. Our 9th green, 18th green, and putting green are all combined. It's 40,000 square feet. And then our signature hole, number 17, was voted by WCCO TV 3 years ago as the best hole in Minnesota. So we feel like we have a lot of amenities, a lot of things to offer people. And the location's great, the condition's great, and the layout is fantastic. Well, we want everyone to have a great time. I mean, they choose to come here. This is 4.5 hours out of their life, away from the problems, the stress of life, work, and things like that. So right when they get here, driving up to the clubhouse, we want them to realize this is a special place, and then how the staff treats them. Think of this as a good place to come, and they want to come back the next time.
We had a record 206 National Night Out parties in Brooklyn Park this year.
And we're trying to hit every single one, not me personally, but as a police department and sheriff's department, we're trying to hit all of them. So thank you guys, we appreciate it.
Hardcoff Park's National Night Out party hosted Brooklyn Park's Rec on the Go program and the Monk Flag Football League.
National Night Out, we're bringing friends and family here to just enjoy the neighborhood and get everyone together for a nice barbecue out with hot dogs, football, and volleyball.
Just having the community to come together and play together and have fun.
Bowl really hard. Oh my goodness! Wow!
School crossing guards play an important role in helping our kids cross the street safely so they can get to school. It's important to pay attention and obey the school crossing guards, just like any traffic sign or direction. Please do your part to keep our kids safe. It's the law.
Number 5.
Do you like trivia? Well, this year on the City of Brooklyn Park social media pages, we started something called Trivia Tuesday, where we ask you questions, and if you answer correctly, we'll send you some BP swag.
Number 4.
New this winter is our snow emergency notifications. There are new snow emergency rules where no on-street parking is allowed during a snow emergency. We translated our videos in English, Spanish, and Hmong.
To avoid a ticket or having your vehicle towed, remember there's no on-street parking between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. from October 15th to April 15th, or when 2 or more inches of snow have fallen, or when the city declares a snow emergency. To get more information and to sign up for snow emergency alerts, visit brooklynpark.org/snow.
Number 3.
The $26 million park referendum passed in November, and we did a video this year to let you know what it would mean for our park system. Take a look.
You can decide the future of our park system. On this year's Brooklyn Park ballot is a park bond referendum. If the referendum is approved, the city can issue up to $26 million in bonds to reinvest in neighborhood and community parks, enhance the trail system, renovate the community activity and senior center, improve our natural resources, and develop and enhance courts, fields, and special use facilities for our residents to enjoy. Learn more on our website, brooklynpark.org/parkbond. Your voice matters.
Number 2.
Our very popular Tater Days Festival was a huge success this year. It used to be held at the Noble Sports Park, but in 2018 we moved it to the Community Activities Center for the first time in a very long time.
Good morning.
Thank you. Look at that stack. Stack of yummy.
Hi. 20.
Number 1.
And our number one video we want to show you is a video that one of our Brooklyn Park police officers captured with their body camera. And it went viral. It shows a video of a resident doing CPR on a squirrel. Check it out.
Let's go talk to him. Is he giving the CPR? I think it is. Look at him. What happened?
Kind of ran it over a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah, so you know. Try to help it out.
Is he squished anywhere?
No, I kind of swerved a little bit, but...
Maybe just scared him?
Huh?
The tire didn't hit him though?
I don't think so.
Flip him over on his
Maybe he's blinking, so.
Yeah. If the tire didn't hit him, he probably just got
I think I
like
scared him.
tumbled, you know, from the
Yeah.
pressure of the car. It doesn't feel like he got hit by the wheels or anything.
No, if he would have popped, so.
He's coming around now.
Yeah, he's good.
Put you in for a life-saving award.
There he goes! You saved his life, dude! Hey, what's your name?
I'm Chris.
Chris Jeremy. Have a good day, man.
I hope you enjoyed watching our Year in Review videos.
what we know is that candy bar breaks through the barrier of the uniform, gives a mechanism to hand that person something and start a conversation.
Thank you.